Welcome to AQMD On the Air. I'm your host, Rocio Santa Cruz. Our guest today is the Campaign Director for the Coalition for Clean Air. CCA is one of the leading environmental groups in California advocating for a transition away from petroleum-based fuels to cleaner alternatives. Their efforts include education on the health hazards associated with diesel exhaust, advocacy for regulatory reform by local, state, and federal agencies, and promotion of incentives for the development and purchase of cleaner technologies. Mr. Schlageter, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
Martin, please share with viewers CCA's current goals and priorities relating to improving air quality in Southern California.
Well, the Coalition for Clean Air is a statewide nonprofit advocacy organization. We've been around for over 40 years now. And our mission is to return clean air to all of California. California is certainly on the leading edge of air quality regulation and green technology and pollution reduction, and has been for some time. And that is certainly centered here in Southern California, where we have some of the worst air in the country. So among our priorities are to clean up the ports and freight transportation system, which is, critical to Southern California's air quality because we have the two largest ports in the nation here in LA and Long Beach. Cleaner vehicles, which is again being spearheaded in California. We also have an office in Fresno where we have some of the worst pollution in the country. As the top 10 lists every year has 5, 7, 8, cities from California. Well, we're working on agricultural equipment and other equipment there in the San Joaquin Valley. Climate change, the climate crisis, and how reductions in our global warming pollution can also benefit healthful air here in our most polluted neighborhoods. Again, an area where California is in the lead. So across the board, be it big industries like the ports and rail and ship transportation, or massive pollution coming from the things we use every day, consumer products and cleaning products, or your vehicle. These are the areas in which Coalition for Clean Air is working to develop laws and regulations to reduce pollution.
So as you mentioned, one of your current campaigns is focused on the enormous amount of pollution created at the ports. Describe what you're doing or foresee in response to the challenge the ports complex presents.
Well, I think we've made incredible progress on the ports and freight transportation system here in California from when it was, just 5, 6 years ago, virtually an unregulated industry. And now we have laws on the books to govern ship fuels and cargo handling equipment and the trucks that are coming in and out of the ports in the thousands every day. So where do we go from here? We have made an incredible pollution reductions at the ports, and unfortunately that's been bolstered by our economic recession of late. The ports, however, are coming back. They're having an economic rebound, quicker than other parts of our economy, in fact. And we're very near pre-recession levels now again. So when that went into recession and a lot of equipment got parked and some equipment got retired, now that equipment has to come back. The goal, and I think the opportunity, is let's make sure the cleanest equipment is the stuff coming back online so that growth in that sector is truly green growth.
The 2012 Air Quality Management Plan, which is AQMD's blueprint for reaching the federal health-based air quality standards, is currently being developed as an integrated planning document to implement zero and near zero emission measures. Talk about this integrated clean air strategy.
You're looking at the data that AQMD is providing as to how to get to air that truly protects public health. We have got to reduce pollution from every source. And in order to do that, that means you're going to have to work cross-agency, cross-departmentally, and in cross-media. So it can't be simply that AQMD regulates, a power plant, and therefore we're going to solve the problem. We have a lot of pollution coming from, as we indicated, the ports and that industry, vehicles, passenger vehicles, the products under your sink, the wide variety of industrial and personal products that we need to be improving here. So the point is that really two things. One, wherever we can move toward zero emission technology, we need to do so. And two, it's not going to happen without cooperation and collaboration among other governmental agencies. And I'll just give one quick example, and that is, we have transportation agencies like Metropolitan Transportation Agency in Los Angeles County. Their objective is to move people, mobility. The Air District needs to be continuing to collaborate with that agency to make sure that as they're moving folks, they're doing it in the cleanest way possible. The Metropolitan Transportation Authority doesn't have a goal for shifting people from car to public transit. They certainly should, because this vehicle pollution that confounds Southern California is one of the primary areas where we need to move to zero emission. And there's no better zero emission than moving people out of their car and into an alternative to their car.
AQMD has regulatory authority over the stationary sources. So in order to maximize co-benefits, collaboration with other agencies is key. How do we address other agencies' initiatives and priorities, as well as collaboration on research and development projects and their program strategies and implementation to get to the goal of clean air to protect public health?
Well, I think there's a couple important things. One is this is an important time right now to make a difference, because in Southern California, the planning agency for that, Southern California Association of Governments, is developing their regional transportation plan at the same time that you're developing the AQMP. And part of that regional transportation plan is what's known as a sustainable community strategy, something required now to reduce greenhouse gas pollution. But in reducing greenhouse gas pollution by reducing vehicle miles, for example, we're also going to greatly improve the air quality, not just global warming pollution, but the air quality that's threatening people's health daily and immediately. So I think there's a unique opportunity here at this time. There are multiple agencies with whom AQMD can be coordinating and really pushing towards zero emissions better and more actively. And finally, the co-benefits that you mentioned is really the fundamental strategy that opens the door for AQMD to be having these conversations. And what I mean by that is there is a lot of investment that's going to be going on. One, as I indicated before, as the economy rebounds, but two, in all these different sectors, be it transportation or development, or energy, as that investment is going on, what is the co-benefit we can achieve by either another incremental cost or simply by rethinking what the goals of that project are? And that's where AQMD collaboration can really come in. Can come in with some of the utilities, for example, say, we know that you're having to upgrade, this equipment. What's the best technology we can use? What's a way to rethink how that energy is getting delivered in the area? Transportation similarly. So as all these investments are going on, what are the co-benefits we can get? As we're trying to reduce global warming pollution, what can we do that maximizes also reduction of pollution in the neighborhoods that are right now burdened most by unhealthful air?
Consumers are faced with many daily choices. Consumer selection of cleaning products, paints, lighting, fireplaces, and landscape equipment can affect their lives and the environment. Share with us how the behavior of competition of green products in recent years can be extended to other areas such as clean community and green building design.
Yeah, I think it's a great question. Because it's what your question is, what is it that people can do, but also how's that affecting the marketplace, or how's that marketplace coming to provide cleaner products? And it gets to the heart here of the matter, and that is AQMD is able to regulate certain sources, right? And as such, we're setting requirements, setting standards, and that's exactly what government should be doing, setting these standards, setting targets, and making sure that there's restrictions on anything that would be, certainly excessively polluting. The marketplace then can provide products within those parameters. And it's critical for our government agencies to maintain those parameters such that there's a fair marketplace for these new and greener products. And that means some of the old and dirtier products are going to go away, and those businesses are going to have to shift. So there's a regulatory a level at which air pollution controls are working. There's a green marketplace which they're helping create, and the businesses are going to be able to contribute to clean air that way. And in what way do individuals participate? As green products are more available, obviously, then educating folks about those and getting them exposed to them and comfortable with them is one, so that people can make that choice. And the other is you have a number of regulations here at AQMD. For example, the commuter rule, which I think you were referring to, where businesses are required to offer alternatives to employers. But it's still up to the individual to choose those alternatives. And what are the ways in which we can make that choice easier? There's price signals, of course, but more directly, if you want people to choose electric or other non-polluting vehicles, how is it that that fueling infrastructure is available widely, easily accessible, affordable? How can we share with people on their utility bills that how they're comparing with others? How can we share folks when they're going to buy a product, which is the cleanest product? There's a lot of consumer education and information that can be shared, and encouragement, frankly, with all the new media, shows like this that are on the web, and other social networking tools in which people can be exposed and comfortable with these new products. Know then that they have a choice that's going to work, that's better for the environment and their health, and really help us all achieve the targets that we need to achieve and that are really at the core of the AQMD's new plan. I personally have been working on environmental issues for the last 20 years now, and I'm starting my 10th year at Coalition for Clean Air. I chose to go to Coalition for Clean Air when I had the opportunity, because having worked with so many advocacy organizations on a wide variety of environmental issues in the past, it was an organization I really had respect for. Trying to approach air quality and environmental issues sort of holistically, technically, looking at feasibility, but also making sure that we are pressing pushing the envelope, because people are dying daily here in Southern California. Almost 10,000 people a year dying from polluted air in California prematurely. That's an unacceptable crisis. We really have a crisis of air quality here. And so this is a life or death situation, literally. And that's why we can't rest on our laurels when we're successful, and we have to keep the eye on the prize, that these federal standards are set to protect people's health. I know, that, looking at my loved ones, I don't want them to unnecessarily suffer asthma, heart attacks, cancer. These are not only costly, but incredibly painful ailments, deadly ailments as well. And we can't allow just concerns about change, fear of change, to prevent us from protecting people's health. And what's happening here in Southern California and in California really can lead the country, and in some cases the world, in new products, regulation, new ways of doing business, all of which then can have impacts beyond our immediate family, beyond our immediate community. We can be affecting thousands and millions of people with a little bit of work here locally. And that's what I love about this issue. A little bit of work here locally, getting over a fear of change here locally can help the rest of the country and the rest of the world.
Mr. Schlageter, it was a pleasure speaking with you. Thank you for joining our show, and thank you for your continued efforts in cleaning the air that we breathe here in Southern California.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, that's our show. I'm Rocio Santa Cruz. Thanks for watching. Visit us at cleanairconnections.org to learn how you can help us clean the air that we breathe.
Let's work together.